Mirko Dress here from Fair Realty. I'm sitting here at my investment unit at the Era on Yates Street, downtown Victoria. All the units I've ever bought have been small, and over the years, what I've concluded is to get the best possible return on investment, you have to buy small units in great buildings in great locations. Ideally, you keep the floor number low to keep the purchase price low, as I find it's very difficult to get rent to offset the increased cost of being on a higher floor. So the number one key to buying a good investment unit is the purchase price to rent ratio. And I'll give you an example of this. We're at the Era. I also own a unit at the Promontory. I purchased a junior one-bedroom unit at the Promontory for less than $200,000, and that unit I rent for $1,150 a month. There's units at the Promontory, two-bedroom units facing the inner harbor, beautiful views that went from $600,000 to $700,000. And those units, that type of floor plan that went from $600,000 to $700,000, is only renting $2,200 to $2,300. So think about that. You could have bought 3 units under $200,000. You'd be getting more than $3,400 in rent compared to $2,200. Many other reasons to stay small. Property transfer tax. You're probably thinking, oh, but property transfer tax applies to everything. Yes, it does. But property transfer tax is only 1% on the first $200,000 and 2% on the balance. So let me give you an example. You buy a $200,000 condo, you pay $2,000 in property transfer tax. You buy a $300,000 condo, so 50% more, you pay $4,000 in property transfer tax. So even though you're paying 50% more in terms of the purchase price, you're paying 100% more in terms of the property transfer tax. And this, when you're investing, these numbers matter. Let's go on. GST. Beyond a certain number, you don't get a GST rebate. You get the maximum GST rebate, which would be 36% of the 5% GST, when you're in a certain price range around $200,000. The minute you go over $450,000, you get no rebate at all. Other reasons, for example, strata fees. So going back to my Promontory example, so my unit at the Promontory, the strata fees are around $150, and the rent's $1,150. The units that I was mentioning that rent from $600,000 to $700,000, that rent for $2,200 to $2,400, those units, because they're bigger, their strata fees are $400 a month. So you got $400 in strata fees to a ratio of, let's say, $2,400 a month, compared to $150 to $1,150. So the ratio is a lot better on the smaller units. City taxes. You pay, the ratio of taxes to your gross rent that you pay on a high-end unit are a lot higher than a smaller unit. So basically, there's a ton of reasons, in my opinion, to stay small if you're planning on buying an investment condo. Purchase price is key. You want to keep it low. You want to keep all your other expenses low. And over again, building after building, I've seen this. Smaller units yield a better return, in my opinion, in terms of investments. That's it for this week. Mirko Dress, Fair Realty.